It's time for Around the Ozarks News, brought to you by the Springfield-Greene County Park Board, Blue Current, and Thompson Sales. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
Happy Thursday to you. Good morning. Glad you're with us, whether you're watching or listening. We are happy to see you and have some news for you this morning.
All right. Multiple Forsyth High School students are recovering after a school bus mishap that happened on Tuesday. 20 students were on board, mostly cheerleaders, along with an adult sponsor of the cheerleading team, when the bus driver, who is a 35-year-old woman, ran off the road and hit several ditches and driveways before returning to the roadway. Apparently, she was trying to miss a deer. Most of the students were cheerleaders ranging in age from 14 to 18. They ended up with bumps and bruises primarily, although some do have concussions. One student even had to stay overnight in the hospital. All of them are expected to be just fine eventually.
Man, that's a scary deal. Anytime a bus is involved in a crash like that, because there's no seatbelts. I mean, we've been over this a million times in the news. Should buses have seatbelts? They don't have seatbelts.
But they're still one of the safest forms of transportation. I hate it for the 35-year-old woman driver because she was trying to miss a deer. And if you know the Reed's Spring area, it is windy and there are deer everywhere. And I feel bad for her too, because that's terrible to have to make that phone call.
Well, it's a terrible decision you have to be confronted with in a split second. I mean, the better option is to hit the deer. You're in a bus, but it's hard to think all of that through as you're driving, because your first initial reaction is to swerve to avoid whatever it is in the road.
So, anywho, they are going to be okay eventually. Okay, how about no heat right now? Can you imagine? Pretty chilly out there. That was the case Tuesday at Central High School for much of the day. You guessed it. It was all due to a frozen piece of equipment. A regulator that helps bring natural gas into the school froze over. So city utilities had to fix the problem. The heat is back on and no more parkas inside the classroom. You know?
An old church gym in Springfield will be demolished. 32 single-family homes will go in where that gym once stood if it gets passed by the city council. It was talked about a while ago. It didn't get initial approval then, but with some new plans, planning and zoning says it feels confident that the developer's plan will help the neighborhood. So planning and zoning just approved the plan on West Talmadge Street. So in a couple of weeks, it will go before the city council for a public hearing coming up on February 10th. Mercy and Humana are teaming up to build one of the first in our area. It's called 65 Prime Plus Clinic. They're going to build a few of these. You could think of it as a clinic just for the 65 and over age group. Place to hang out, almost like a community center, I guess. See a doctor, get your questions answered about Medicare and other things like that. They say the goal is for those 65 and older to live their best life. And who's not for that, right? As I get closer to it, I think that sounds fantastic.
Yeah, I actually don't like this concept at all, though. Got to be honest with you. Not a fan. Because you know why? I go to the Y and I hang out with the 65 plus crowd and I love it a lot. And I also love that they speak to my children and speak into my children. And you know what I mean? I don't like this whole, let's segregate all of the age groups because we're missing a generational component. And I know that they're probably making a lot of money and I know that it probably makes sense, but I'm just telling you that the crowd at my gym, and it's not the only gym I've been a part of in this town, the older people at the gym have community with each other already, and they're pouring into the next generation, such as me and even the one below me. You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, you've clearly thought this through a lot more than I have.
I actually have. When I saw the story, I actually have thought it through. I'm not kidding, because it's they're trying to create an environment around a doctor's office, which might be helpful for a certain segment of the population, but it's also equally as helpful for them to be sharpening their mental game by talking to younger generation people and kids. And I don't know, I like the mixed ages, not only in clinics, but in churches, in schools. Like, I just feel like we're losing something whenever we just go hang out with our own age group. Sorry. There you go. That's how I feel about it.
All right. For anybody who asked, that's how Sarah feels about that. In the meantime, continue the story. The group is looking to do 3 local clinics after Sarah poured cold water all over it on East Battlefield, East Republic Road, and one in Nipta on McCroskey Street. Mercy and Humana currently operate 5 65 Prime Plus clinics across Missouri, and they did not speak with her before they decided to do that.
They didn't. I love Mercy, and I don't know much about Humana, but I'm sure they're great. But it's not where I want the senior citizens hanging out and congregating. I'd rather them congregate with me. Listen, I love old people. When I move to town, I go hang out at the senior center.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I chose not to, but you used to love going to the senior center all the time.
They're older and wiser. It's how I feel when I hang out with you every day.
All
That's
right,
why
touche.
I married a geriatric patient.
Touche.
Okay, moving along. Sorry, Mercy. I mean, your clinic is great, but don't take all the old people away from my gym. That's all. All right. Springfield Superintendent Granita Lathan has at least one more year with the district. SPS leaders gave her a 1-year extension on her contract. So with all the extensions, it will take her through at least the 27-28 school year. She was hired in mid-2021. Dr. Lathan says she is honored to serve. Each year, the board evaluates the job performance, including progress made on yearly goals. It was a unanimous decision for that extension this year. You might remember 1 year ago, the board only voted 4-3 to extend her contract. So congratulations to her.
Kansas City Chiefs coach Andy Reid has been named yet again AFC Coach of the Year. That honor from the NFL 101 Awards Committee, which is interesting. It goes back to 1969, this committee. Winners are selected by popular vote that polls 101 sports writers and broadcasters who cover the NFL. So they have strong opinions, and it's an odd number, 101. So somebody's going to win. It's Reid's 12th season with the Chiefs and 4th time receiving Coach of the Year award. It is well-deserved. A lot of close games for the Chiefs this year, but the key is that they've won most of them. Even though they're close.
That's awesome.
They've won most of them. And they got another big one coming up on Sunday.
I'm stuck on your comment about the sports writers and broadcasters have strong opinions. I just feel like, yes, they do. As do I. It makes sense because I'm a broadcaster. So
that's true.
I'm just, living up to the title, apparently. Okay. Yep. We told you earlier this week about HyVee getting rid of self-checkout. And now the HyVee on Sunshine is also getting rid of the Wahlburgers restaurant. Probably because not enough people go there, like myself. What's funny is I've seen the sign a million times and been like, I really want to try that, but I haven't actually done it. So fear not, HyVee is getting rid of that. But they have their own restaurant concept that they are bringing, and the Wahlburgers is going to close on February 18th. So that is coming up. And then a HyVee Market Grill will be taking its place.
Yeah. Can I tell you something about Wahlburgers?
Yeah.
I've been to one time because I felt like my buddy Ron and I go to Las Vegas for March Madness. We watch basketball all day. In the evenings, we'll go out to eat. And this particular time, we had heard about Wahlburgers, Mark Wahlberg, blah, 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 the brothers. Yeah. And it sounded, people talked about it. Oh, it's this great place. Kind of like, what's the other burger place? It's, oh, man. It's in St. Louis. It's in Las
Freddy's.
Vegas. No, not Freddy's. Like high-end burgers.
In-N-Out.
No, Shake Shack.
Shake Shack. Sorry, I was just going to start naming.
Shake Shack. It was like that. It's like, oh, this new trendy thing. You got to go. So we said, all right, we're going to go. And they have TVs at this place. We'll watch a game at Wahlburgers. So we went. We ordered burgers. We got the fries. And we watched basketball. two interesting things came out of that. Number one, the food was fine. I thought it was overpriced and not as good as Shake Shack, frankly. So decided I won't go there anymore. But the game that night is the first time a number one ever fell to a 16. So it was very exciting to watch that happen right there on the Strip in Las Vegas. But so therefore, I see the Wahlburgers. In fact, I was at HyVee last night. It sounds like every night I go to HyVee because we've done a few of these stories, and I've been to HyVee just recently to comment on all of them. I took our daughter had a soccer game, so she and I on the way to church stopped there because we knew it would get some high chai pretty quick. And I looked at Wahlburgers and I thought about it, and then I didn't. So I knew that they're going to be closing down.
I don't have an opinion on the Wahlburgers, but I know that they do food well, so I feel good about whatever they're bringing in.
At HyVee?
The HyVee Market Grill, yeah. So
no, they do.
Yeah,
HyVee. The food is good at HyVee for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Well, thanks for joining us. Thanks for letting me be on my soapbox. I do love old people, and so makes sense that I married Ethan, and it's all coming together now. All coming together.
I'm a protected class. Better leave me alone. There's witnesses. There's thousands of witnesses, probably millions.
Yeah, it's very funny to me because whenever I saw the story, I literally was like genuinely sad because this very day I will go and I will know the names of about 6 different elderly folks, and they will call me by name, and we will sit and we will chat, and then my kids will walk by and be like, "Mom, hurry up." And I won't hurry up. And then they'll address my children, and my children will have to engage in like a 10-minute conversation with an 80-year-old. And I sort of love it.
Well, I think that's great as well. I think maybe you're assuming that this place is going to become like Cheers and everybody's going to be there. I doubt that's
how I envision it. I literally envision it like Cheers. Everybody's going to know their name, but I'm not going to know anybody's name.
No, I doubt it's going to be like Cheers. So I think there'll be a few people that go there for doctor's visits, and then they're going to make their way home.
They said that you could get a cup of coffee there too.
Well, maybe they go there for coffee. They'll let you in.
Okay.
Tell them you're with me.
That was so good. Okay, we're really going off the rails over here. Let's go. Let's go. Okay, everyone. Yeah.
We'll see.
We're almost there. Sorry, my voice is 14 octaves lower. I don't know what this is.
You're sickly.
I feel great, but my voice doesn't. So, okay. Bye.
Yeah. See ya.